Welcome back, Hearties. Today on Men Calls the Heart, we talk about the railroad, the Tate brothers, and the carnival. Don't go anywhere.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, Hearties. Welcome back to AfterBuzz TV. We are here doing When Calls the Heart After Show, Season 4, Episode 3, Heart of the Community.
Aww.
I am your host, Marisa Serafini. You can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV. Joining me, as always, I have my lovely and beautiful co-host.
Why, thank
yourself.
you. I'm James Lott Jr. You can follow me on all social media platforms. I did it for her. Jake, I'm lovely and beautiful. At James Lott Jr. all over the social media platforms. And this lovely lady, of course.
I think you are beautiful.
Thank you.
I think you're very pretty.
Thank you.
Hi.
And you are.
Yeah, it is quite crazy in here.
Yes.
I am Maria Provenzano. You can find me at Maria Provenzano, and all my information will be there.
Thanks for the clap emojis,
Thanks for
you
the clap.
guys.
Thanks for the
You
clap.
guys were clapping in there. It was so funny.
Thank you, all the Hearties in the live chat. We're very
Yes.
excited. As always, real quick thoughts about this episode, Maria.
Okay, quick thoughts about the episode. I really loved Abigail. And it was just, I think my overall, I guess, for me, was just the girl power in this. And I know it's an overriding theme kind of through the season already,
power.
but
Yeah.
that's really what my takeaway was.
Yes, James.
Again, you guys, there's a lot this episode. I don't know what's going on this season, but they're really packing it. There's a lot of storylines. There's a lot of big and small storylines.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. Overall, loved the episode again. This season, again, I can really relate to lots of what they're talking about. It's such, this whole expansion, to me, has revitalized, rejuvenated the show. I think it has. Because everybody, we'll talk about it deeper, from Yost to everybody has different sides to this. It's really, we're seeing so much.
Definitely. And, you know,
And I love that, too.
Yeah, me too.
the
me too.
whole episode's called The Heart of the Community.
Yeah.
We saw the whole community
Yes, we
in this
did.
episode.
Except for Hickam. I know Hickam's not on.
Hickam, where is he?
We don't know where he is. Now it's a new game.
Busy architecting something.
Architecting.
Is that a word? I don't know. He's designing something.
Yes.
I went to art school.
Yes.
All right. So I really enjoyed this. We saw a lot of people. We got a lot of big storylines here and there. Let's get into it.
Yes.
Let's start with something fun, shall we? Dottie.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
She wants to start this new dress shop. Your
Yes.
thoughts on this?
See, female entrepreneur.
Yes. No, seriously, yes.
I know. And Dottie's really grown on me a little bit. I don't know. For some reason, I just had some weird apprehension about her in the beginning when she was all into Bill. I don't know. Maybe because I just want Bill and Abigail to be together.
Oh.
You're still on that
But
bandwagon, aren't you?
we'll get there. But anyways, no, I just thought I thought it was a really cool addition, and I think it'll be really interesting to see how they incorporate that into the town and what Rosemary will be doing with that.
Oh, yeah, there's that too. Well, I just feel like, again, it's part of the expansion of the town. And also, we're seeing Dottie go through her own transformation.
Yeah, it's true.
Her own kind of storyline arc in the last couple of seasons. Like, oh, wow, now she feels empowered.
Overcoming tragedy.
Yes, definitely. And now feels empowered to start her own business, do something she loves.
And you know what? A lot of people will be wearing dresses there.
Yes.
Like, a lot of women can benefit from this.
Oh,
from
yeah.
the store or business that she wants to start.
Yeah.
I think good girl, go for her. And what did you think of Rosemary? Like, trying to add her 2 cents and her designs into Dottie's.
Well, it's makes it out here.
business
Like, they
plan.
liked her part of it. Everybody's liking that Rosemary is part of the storyline. It makes sense. It totally makes sense to me.
Do you
And
think
she was over the
yeah.
top. When she was over the top, and I know she could sketch. At that part, I was like, I know she could sketch. It was kind of interesting. I mean,
I think Rosemary's just digging her way into lots of different things this
She likes to
season.
insert
She
herself
likes to
here and
yeah.
there.
And that's why I thought it was kind of funny having her at the restaurant, because then she could find out all the gossip that
Yes.
was going on with everything and just like insert herself there. But I actually thought that it might show another talent of hers that I don't know. I mean, like you said, the drawings were really good, and
They
she
were good.
probably has great taste.
yeah.
I don't know. And they didn't show the new drawings.
Now here's the new ones, but the old ones. I was gonna ask you because you're more kind of like the historian of us. You like to follow them, make sure everything's history. Because you've been more like that. Were they kind of like that time period? Because you're saying some are saying they were a little daring and they were a little too gaudy
Well,
or
for like in
whatever.
the city, because remember
Right.
where they're
Well,
at.
definitely,
but-
and they mentioned that it was like a little too mild, to mildly put it, as Dottie said. But they don't really low cut. It's really like collared up to
Yeah.
the neck and more covered. Like the fashion in season 1 is generally closer to what it is back then.
Yeah, because
That's,
they
like, more
wear some low
authentic.
cut kind of things.
decolletage and all
No.
that. But I liked how Rosemary added, because that was so her true to character.
Yeah.
She would want to like be a part of that, and it's something that she actually enjoys.
Yeah.
I think the way she went about it isn't the most professional way
It's
about
very
it.
Rosemary.
Rosemary.
It's
Yeah.
Rosemary.
I don't expect any less.
Yeah, I love that she was like just totally neglectful at the place. Poor Clara. It was just so neglectful because that was not. And I loved it at the end when she really was like, "I'm not meant for this," because she really her little speech at the end was kind of cool. She was like, "Lee is busy. I want to find myself, do something. I was just sitting at home. I want to do something," and she wants to feel like she can contribute. And she thought the cafe may do it. It wasn't it, obviously. She's much more.
I liked how Clara and Abigail tried to keep pushing. It's like dishes.
Oh, I love that. It kept
Do
calling
the
her out.
dishes.
It kept calling her out.
They're soaked.
You know, I wonder if Rosemary and Lee are ever going to have children. I wonder if they just completely nixed that idea. Because remember, they talked about it last season. She said kids are sticky. And she wasn't too
Right.
crazy about the idea. But
Right.
he had, so I don't know if they don't seem to hint at that at all.
Not right now, because I think they're busy focused on the career, which is totally relatable in the modern day time now. 'Cause
Yeah,
I feel
modern day, yeah.
there are so many women now that are pushing
Yes.
being a mother and like parenting and having kids to their late 30s, early 40s.
Oh my gosh, I
Heck,
can't tell you.
even
I know
50s.
I know like 3 or 4 people who just froze their eggs
Yeah.
that are in their 30s
But
because
it's
they just are not ready for it yet.
Yeah.
still relevant. And if you got to remember that these two have only been together for a year, 2 years now,
right, right.
and
Yeah, but-
they're still kind of newlyweds.
Yeah, but back in that time, I don't think that was normal just to get married and be
A
pregnant.
lot of folks are saying two things. One, maybe too early for children. But
Mm-hmm.
number two, they want Clara and Dottie to work together. They want
Claire and
Claire to go into the dress
because
shop.
Clara knows how to sew.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's true.
Everybody's bringing that up. They're bringing that up. But nobody's saying, they're actually, guys, they are still newlyweds. They're still newlyweds. Rosemary can't have children until Jack and Elizabeth get married. That's what Hope
true.
Moore
I
has
don't
said.
think being newlyweds has anything to do with it, though. I really don't.
They're all saying too early for
No,
children for them.
But you know what? That's very true. That I think for your previous point is
Mm-hmm.
that I think the Hearties would be upset if we saw another relationship
Progress.
progress faster than
Mm-hmm.
Jack and Elizabeth, especially during this time period where things do actually move faster.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be upsetting to see Lee and Rosemary go through X, Y, and Z first. When we want
okay.
it for
I
Jack
personally
and
would
Elizabeth.
not be upset by it.
I mean, it's relatable, but
I don't know if she wants that though. That's the
I don't know if she wants that
question.
either. Yeah. I don't know if she
Yeah,
wants
which
that
is
either.
okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me that it just hasn't been talked about yet.
Yeah, it hasn't been talked about. But I think Marissa's right. I think the fans are. They make it sound they want. It's too early for them. They want Jack and Elizabeth to get all that stuff first. That's what they're saying.
I agree, Hearties.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about another relationship that's kind of progressing fast against what I want.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Ray and Faith. Do you like those two together? Do you like
Yes.
that pair?
They have chemistry. They have chemistry.
Really? Do they?
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Really?
He's good looking. He's a good looking guy. She's
Yeah,
pretty.
he could be great looking, but
Well, yeah,
that
nothing
doesn't
to-
mean
yeah.
that automatically
I'm just
it's
saying.
chemistry.
They're
Here's-
good looking and they have chemistry, and I think the bad boy, good girl, that's a thing.
But yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like
like the bad
but he needs somebody like
Yes.
her. That's the point. Like he wasn't going to give anybody time off. He wasn't going to do any of that. And then she softened him. That's what women do. They
Yes.
soften men because men are just no offense.
Yeah.
They're
We
just
are.
they need us.
In some ways, yes.
We
I
do.
agree. I
Like,
agree.
there's things that women bring that the men we don't
But in
have.
both ways, back and forth.
Right.
But I think him and her relationship, it opens his eyes too to seeing like what the men are actually going through, working all these hours and working so hard. And Lee's pushing that too, but Lee's pushing it because of his deadline.
And a contract. I mean,
Yeah.
Exactly.
the town is banking on this contract.
Well, they are. They're definitely,
He's
yes.
banking for jobs and
Right.
payroll and all that.
But it's just funny. Some people are in here to agree with you, Marissa, but others are saying
Thank you.
no. Those are saying yes. Why not? Ray and Faith, yes. They're just hoping. The Hearties are kind of like us. We're all kind of like we feel like we want to watch over our character, our women characters
Yeah.
especially. They're all like, hope he's not bad. Like we
Yeah.
like them together, but hope he's not a womanizer. Hope that's all things they're saying here. We hope
He
he's
doesn't
not.
seem to be though.
I don't think he is. I think he really is just a ruthless businessman, kind of in a sense, or like just he's following like we think he's a man. He thinks that this should be this and everything's black and white and that's it. A lot of men are like that. I mean, they're really bad,
Well,
but they just.
I think why I'm very hesitant about this because like we know what he's capable of. We
Yeah.
know how he
Yeah.
views women. He is
No.
very condescending, and Nurse is way too nurse. Faith is way too. I'm really excited about that. Faith is way too nice to be with a man who views women like that. And I just don't want her hurt by that.
He may change your mind.
And not to justify him, that view of women, but at that time period, like, that was not uncommon. And I think he
was Shane had that too.
Yeah, I think he needs to be taught and expand his horizons. And doing that is going to take another strong woman who is smart and, you know, knows her stuff in order to, like, change his mind and his perspective on it.
Yeah, I'm very torn with just Ray, his character, because there are moments where he's nice and appreciative and gracious, and he will give back to someone who has shown him a good favor in return, the reciprocity. But his viewpoints on some certain things and how he treats women, I don't like.
Well, how you treat Abigail, basically.
Yeah, Abigail, and just viewpoints.
Well, no, I'm saying, but I know it's been mostly with Abigail. We love our Abigail. But this scene, we'll talk about it later.
Abigail.
She did stand up for herself several times, but he talks down to her. He views her in a way that, we don't like that. Of course, we hate that. But I think with Faith, it could be, I don't know. Love a good man, good woman.
For him.
Okay,
love a good woman.
I do have to mention, like, literally before the scene, before Ray and Faith at the infirmary. You guys, was there an Asian in
Yes,
the
there
show?
was. I rewound it twice.
I swear to God, I thought the same thing.
I paused it and I legitimately jumped out and, like, up and down. Like, is that an Asian?
We got one black person and one Asian.
No, I think there's 2 black people.
I just saw the one guy.
There's 1 or 2. Well, at least your man speaks.
Yeah, mine speaks.
I mean,
he
we're
works
slightly
at the,
progressive.
He works at the mill or the railroad. He's hurt. They're all getting hurt down there at the railroad.
Yeah, the poor guy. He's in a sling.
Yeah.
But
that sling looks really
cute.
high.
This looks really high. It's all way up here.
It's like a bib.
elevation. But I was like, hey, we have
I
an
saw it.
Asian.
You're Asian. I saw it.
Now let's give them a storyline.
Yes.
Other than getting hurt. Because, well, that is true. A lot of Asians got hurt building railroads and, like, just in the process of building the railroad. That's very true to history.
See, I tell you, there you go.
But I'm very excited. I was like, hey, we got a little bit more diversity.
Yes, he did.
I just had to shout out to Asians.
There are all those extras. I know.
Those extras, gotta love it.
Melissa Online is saying, Wyatt is not all who he seems. He's charming, but he's two-faced towards women. So I don't know. I mean, he may or may not. I mean, you never know. I don't know. I guess it's too early to tell.
It is, but I'm just wary. I'm just very worried about it.
I think it's legitimate that you are. I think it's legitimate. They're all, Marissa, you are on it. Yay for diversity.
Yes.
Love that you pulled the screenshot. I mean, there are 2 black characters, a guy and a lady.
I knew I saw a woman.
Apparently, I missed the black lady.
I knew I saw a woman. I was scared to say something. Like, was I wrong?
I catch all the black stuff. I don't know what's going on. It's crazy. We need a Native American. And we do.
Yes, and actually, because of the book series, there should be more Native Americans.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
But anyway, so that's kind of cool. You did it, Marissa.
I'm happy with the Asian.
Yes.
Just saying. All right. Well, we brought up Abigail. Let's talk about Abigail. She was on it in this episode.
She was. Oh my God.
I just got goosebumps. Like, girl. I really, okay, so that was, like, obviously my first note because it was the top of the show.
Yeah, yes.
You know, obviously Lee thinks that they should do the railroad and, like, this is why. But, like, girlfriend went in there and fought. And I mean, but I loved the what made it so real was when she went to walk out and they had the camera on her and she was like, he's like, wait, or whatever it is they say. They're like, and I was just like, it was just such a beautiful moment because it made her so real and relatable. Mm-hmm. But, you know, watching it as a woman, I'm like, get it, sister. Like, I loved it. I loved every
her negotiation skills are like,
great. Throughout the whole show.
My thing was, I was just telling my notes, that Lee has their viewpoint a little bit. Mm-hmm. That he was just kind of like, again, we're seeing all these viewpoints, all these other the town. He's like, well, I'm putting people to work. So as men, we're thinking that. That's something what men would think first.
But
we don't
also,
think emotionally.
He's like, this is one family that we're affected, and like think of all the families. So it's like, so I kind of agreed with him. On that.
I'm just saying, men naturally we don't think emotionally. We just don't think emotionally.
But no, that's very true because I'm just thinking of Kevin Undergaro, our executive producer and founder of AfterBuzz TV. Go check him out; he's great.
Yes.
Kevin Undergaro. He always preaches that men generally think about success in career, and women think about happiness and emotions.
Yes, I agree with that completely.
And so you can see why, like, a lot of careers are different between gender roles.
Yes,
I feel that was so in this episode because we got Lee and heck, even Shane when we get to him and
Yost
and Ray. They're all we gotta work and we gotta build this railroad, and all the women just want to be happy and be like, let's lighten the load, let's have some family time. It's all emotion and happy from the woman.
Balance.
And career and work from
and nobody was really wrong. Like you just
And
said.
right.
I agree with
they
you.
both had to
Because-
work together. Like the women were right and the men were like right. I mean, they got to find, like you said, the balance.
But
I
that's the
agree
thing,
with you.
because that happened back then. It's still happening today.
Completely,
It will
completely.
always happen.
Completely. I agree with that. And that's why I said, I wrote that down with Lee of saying, and this should be hearing his point of view, like, well, I want people to work and it's whatever. But then with Ray and her, I love when she was like, when I turn around, I leave this room, this offer expires. Like the door. I was like, oh my God. I was like, wow, you go, girl. Her Lori Loughlin soap training came in. And then, and she was like, you can get back to me now. Not later.
Yeah.
She just stood her ground. It's like,
loved it.
now we're watching her storyline arc. We're watching Abigail grow into the role of the town mayor and be more confident about it. Which we all have gone there at some point in our lives or something to feel more confident in what our role is.
Do you think that'll actually work out? Because now we find out that they want to reduce the taxes, and we finally, at the end of the episode, that they made an agreement to reduce it by 20%. But do you think this decision will still be good? Because now we see Ray wants to go to Gowan, and I predicted it from day one.
Yeah,
that
there was
listen
too
to
much.
Gowan first.
There was too much there for it to not. Like Gowan was there for a reason in the story. Like he's still hanging around, and like the whole thing that it's going to be weeks or months until he's seen in a court. But I still think something's going to happen where it proves that he's like guilty, and then the railroad, Ray's going to find that out, and he's going to be like, go down. He's going to go down. It's going down.
It's going down.
Well, I guess the thing is,
think that?
the town needs a villain, a villain type person. So I guess Gowan can't be reformed completely. I guess it's like he has to be kind of still on the bad side. So to
I
speak.
was so sad about
Me too.
that.
No, me too. No, so I think, oh, good, I actually kind of redeem him a little bit. But I guess Bill is the guy who's on the fence all the time, but we expect he's the anti-hero.
I love Bill.
And now we got Pastor Frank.
Not Father Frank.
Pastor Frank.
Pastor. Is he a pastor, James?
He's a pastor.
Oh, no way.
I'm a pastor too in real life. But anyway, but the whole thing is, but we'll talk about him in a second. He kind of teetered back to his path a little bit. But it's like, but no, we need an all-out kind of villain person. I think Gowan will always. The actor plays it so well anyway. He plays it so well. But I think he's going to be the guy, I guess.
Let's talk about them, shall we?
Yes.
Yes. So we had Jack and Pastor Frank and Bill teaming up.
I love it.
We find out early in the episode that the Tate brothers broke out of Granville Penitentiary. And James, you and I went to Granville when we went to
I know
Vancouver.
he did. He did.
Shout out to Granville because I'm also from Granville, Illinois.
Yes.
Just saying, putting my hometown on the map. Very small town in Illinois. Granville Penitentiary. But we also found out the reason why Pastor Frank got into his jail cell was like right next to one of the Tate brothers, and like, hey, you can help us here.
I think that he went to him and said, okay, we just so we can get some intel from. They went to him, and I mean, he has a past. And actually, this was a useful past. See, we got our we have our Heartie. Cheers.
Sorry, I just had to do that because I was taking a drink.
I failed.
No, it's fine. She'll have it next time.
Next time.
But the thing,
I just had a rough day.
But I just love that they actually used part of his past for something that's kind of could help this, and then so it's like the men working together. As I just hope male Hearties, there's something for you too. It was great. They got to work together and try to stop these Tate boys or Tate brothers. Now we messed that up now.
They're both.
Both.
They are brothers.
And there were three of them, and the one trying to get ready to shoot them. I mean, it was like
two of them are brothers. One is a sniper.
Okay, one's a sniper.
Gun for hire.
Yeah.
That was scary though. Seeing
My heart raced a little bit.
I know.
Literally, I felt like I was watching like Bourne Legacy or
Yeah,
like Bourne
yeah.
Supremacy or something, one of Jason Bourne movies.
Yes.
But like knowing that the sniper, they use a sniper to take out, whoever that they're robbing. Just to steal. They make their living off of payroll.
Yeah, payroll. Yes.
Dangerous though.
I know.
And this is an ongoing issue because they're still out there. They never caught them.
Well, here's what's crazy. I thought, okay, we saw a little violence. I was like, Pastor Frank.
Yeah.
Pastor Frank was like,
that was great.
with the gun. I was like, oh my God. I wasn't ready for that on my Hallmark Channel. Like, what's going on here?
That's great.
Well, and
great.
someone had said in the chat that they thought that he was going to get shot. I actually thought he was going to get hurt.
Me too.
I thought they were going to
too.
shoot his arm or his leg or something like that. But
No, you can't shoot Jack.
I know, but he was gonna. No. I mean, I thought they were gonna shoot Pastor Frank.
Pastor Frank, me too.
I thought
so
that,
too.
like in the fight, I thought he was gonna get shot, like or something like
I'm
that.
glad everyone's okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know. But it was interesting because then you really got to see that sort of side of him, even
Yes.
though he was doing something for the greater good. But it was still that history, this past that came out and.
Your past never really goes away. And so there may be times later on that where it may come in handy. That's the lesson I always say. There's things that may come in handy later that you've learned that may have been not the greatest, but you can turn them into something positive sometimes and make it something that can be useful later.
Yeah, of course.
I like how far Pastor Frank has come along, because he did a good deed just protecting his town and just being a good guy. And the fact that like Ray wanted to thank him, he's like, no, I don't need a reward for that.
He said I was with my friends.
Yeah.
On a kind of an adventure.
I got a little workout.
It was kind of funny when you said it. But
got the cardio going.
Abigail was not happy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what are your thoughts of this? Okay. Do you think this, we see that there's communication problems, Abigail's kind of not thrilled about this, but the fact that they're on, like, let's give it a rest, and I just keep thinking, like, friends, we were on a break.
Oh my God. Yes.
But do you think this was, like, too quick for Frank to, I don't want to say give up, but just say
I think if it's too quick for you to give up, then you had some apprehension to begin with. Like, if you give up that easy, like, you shouldn't, if a relationship matters to you that much, you don't give up that easy.
I think it's just very male of him. To me, it was a very male response. Like, because I'm like, why didn't you tell her you were going to do it? I'm surprised he didn't just tell her, I'm going to help them out.
But they're not married. I know. And they're not, like, I mean, yes, they're in a relationship, but, like, they don't live together. Like, think of, like, now, you know what I mean? And I guess yes, to an extent. But when she said, why didn't you tell me? He's like, I'm sorry, I, like, didn't realize I had to tell you.
Yeah.
That's a relationship issue. But I mean, I don't know.
But to be devil's advocate, we had Jack was telling Elizabeth that he went on this exact mission.
That's true.
They ain't married or anything either.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
All right.
No,
maybe it's just because I am not, and don't hate me. This is like my moment of don't hate me. No, I never really loved that relationship. I don't love her with Frank. I don't feel it. I don't. When I look at them together, it doesn't click for me. I feel like I like her relationship, and maybe they're doing this on purpose, but I like her relationship with Bill. Okay. I do. I just think they have great chemistry.
They have chemistry too.
And I think they have a really dynamic chemistry together. I think Abigail and Frank were together at a certain time for a certain reason, and they seemed very kind to each other at the end of with the cold cupcake thing. There was kindness there. I don't know if it necessarily means it's going to end, but I should have called it a while ago that something was going to happen with that.
Look at her. Well, I'm just saying, I got in the chat room, I agree with them. They're saying that they're saying that he's not used to relationships. Lisa Good, we have 96 people watching right now.
Yes.
You guys, I see the Heartie, I see Nicole and Hope and Meg and Kelly and Jessica and Amber's baby.
Oh, people do agree with me.
There you go.
Some aren't now agreeing with you yet. Okay, look at her, she's all screaming. And then we got Nicole, we have Janette. I saw Dawn. I was going to say your name on camera. I'm saying your name on camera.
What's up, Dawn?
I love you, Dawn.
Hi, Dawn. And Lisa.
And Christine. There's a lot of people in here, but a lot of them are saying he's not used to being in relationships and being cared for. So Frank wouldn't tell. My thing is, I'm sorry. I feel like we're reversing roles there. I feel like Abigail was right. She said, you'd have to. There was nothing about you having to check in with me. This would have been nice if you just told me.
Yeah, I agree. Now that you guys made that point,
just say something. Just say, I'm going to help these people. I'm going to help them out.
Yeah.
Okay, she may not like it, but you go, okay, well, you can't tell what to do.
Yeah, I think it's the courtesy. It's like, hey, I'm about to go on a potentially dangerous mission.
Yes.
This is where I am.
But here's my question.
Yes, Miss Provenzano.
Couldn't it have been a building, thing for their relationship? Like,
absolutely.
Okay, like he didn't realize that he was supposed to talk to her about it. And don't you think that would have been a moment for, like, you're in the middle of town having this conversation? Like, I don't know about that. Like, have a moment and talk. If you really care for somebody, work this kind of thing out, and instead just say bye.
Melissa Langley. Hey, Melissa, she's tweeting us. She says, I see more connection with Abigail and Bill.
All right.
I know I see connection with both. I
like Bill. I don't know.
I like Bill too. I like Bill a lot, actually. But I like Pastor Frank.
I do too, but I like Bill better.
I'll make sure I say it correctly. Pastor Frank. I do like him. So I mean, I like both of them, and in real life, he gives really good hugs.
Yes, he's a great hugger.
He's a great hugger. He's a great hugger. You know I'm a hugger, folks. You get great hugs.
All right. But okay, so before they went on to this mission, we quickly found out more about Gowan, because he's pretty much being indicted. But we got news from the headquarters, and the bank employee who's a forensic accountant can testify that Gowan was embezzling the town money.
The town's money,
But this has to sit for even longer because it's the law. Legal process takes forever, and the fact that the evidence has to be put before court, and it won't take a couple weeks to maybe even months.
Yeah.
So Gowan's just walking around and like still stirring the pot in Hope Valley, and things may never even get to him yet.
No. Which is good for the character, obviously, he gets to last for a while and cause havoc. It's good for story. I think it's good for story.
That's why I think that, something's going to happen with him where he like gets into the railroad thing and then all of a sudden he's going to jail or something like that,
Do you think Gowan's storyline will be wrapped up by the end of this season?
Yes.
Or
I think
it'll
so.
play into the next?
I think it'll be
I think so.
I think so. And help him wanted something else, maybe.
Yeah, something else will
arise.
I see. Or we'll have another antagonist that will be the perpetual antagonist.
Wouldn't be
throughout the
surprised.
season.
Would not be surprised.
Maybe.
At all. Maybe.
Well, we still have the teacher that's supposed to come in.
Right, know that.
Ugh,
Yeah.
goodness.
Which they didn't,
previews are like, ugh.
One episode at a time.
I know, I keep waiting for that. I thought that was because they showed it in the, didn't they show it in the preview the last
Well,
episode?
it's the season previews.
The
they
season,
showed.
yeah.
I have a feeling it's in like 2 episodes, because in 2 episodes from now it's called Heart of a Teacher. So
Look at Marisa doing that CSI Hope Valley. She's
You
working it
watch
out.
too many
Criminal Minds and stuff. This is why like last time.
I'm just proactive.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah.
That's probably what it is.
It's probably 2 episodes. I could be completely wrong and eat crow, but we have yet to get to that.
Yes.
But speaking of teachers, let's talk about Elizabeth.
I say this every episode, I'm gonna say it again. I want her to be my teacher.
I know.
I just love her, and I didn't think I could love her anymore, and then I really just. She's such a great actress. She really is.
Yes.
She is.
And but it's really like the small moments that I really feel, because I studied acting, and so when I watch her and she makes it look effortless and very real, but it's what she's portraying with just her face and just a look here and there, or a little slight thing. She's so good. And so for me, it was the moment when she was reading with Philip, at the tent, and just like when she has the moment with the dad Shane, and that whole interaction, and just like how she was, I don't know how to even, because there's no words in that it's just all her reactions. She was so perfect.
I agree with you again. Facial expressions, she's the bomb. Yeah. But number 2, again, I can relate to this. It's still that struggle. The guy, I don't know who the actor's name is. You can tell me who plays Shane. Great job.
Matter.
Yeah, I loved him.
Niall
Matter. Who, by the way, if you guys don't know, he was the co-host. God, I work too much. Co-star of Erin's Christmas movie, Finding Father Christmas.
Yeah, I forgot his name. He's a good-looking guy too. No, it's funny is with him, his acting choices were great too, because as a parent, I raised kids and I have grandkids. There were times when I couldn't be home because I had to make money because we were poor. And there's choices that parents have to make sometimes, and there's no mother. He made that clear. Didn't know what happened to her. There's no mother. And that he kind of taught. He has an old school way too. He's a male. I mean, you see the little Philip. He's kind of got that same kind of like
sir and ma'am.
Sir and
ma'am. He's very
and he's like
polite.
He can take care of himself. And everything's fine. We're fine. When he turned down Elizabeth's dinner invitation, so it's like he kept looking like, I can do this myself. We're men. I can handle it myself. Don't jump. I have to do these things. I have to do them. And I totally relate to that on some level. I can relate to that. Many of us have gone through that. I totally relate.
I've been through it, as a kid, from a father who constantly traveled the world, who was always gone growing up. I understand, you want to work hard enough to provide for a better life than what you had growing up, but also you do have to take those moments to, one day off is fine.
Yeah.
Because... also, shout out to Brian Bird, the executive producer, in his production blog, he mentioned just the theme of working hard and providing for your family is also just as important for spending time with your family.
Yeah.
So.
I've done that recently. I'm completely, next weekend I'll be with my granddaughter who turns 12, Miss Scarlett, who's going 12 on 40. She's 40 years old. But no, for me, I have to go to Sacramento to see them. I make sure I take that time. I cancel things now. It's okay. I got. It's just very important. They're growing up. They need Papa Jamie. I need to be there. And it's just one of those things. And the show shows that, and that Elizabeth's kind of the conduit to making that happen. She's the teacher. She's kind of teaching the adults too a little bit. She's not teaching just the kids. She's kind of saying, hello, he really needs the attention. I love when little Philip hugged her in front of him. And he kind of looked like, okay, because he has no mother.
Well, that's exactly what I took away from it is just not having that maternal role model. And I think that's so hard either way, not having a fatherly, figure in your life or having a maternal role model. I just think that would be so difficult for a child, and this really showed it. And it showed that Philip, would put that hard shell around him, where he was like, when Shane said that he's not going to go to the carnival, he's like, carnivals are dumb anyways, and then like rolls over, and that's him putting up his shield and basically dealing with it in whatever way he can and knows how and's been taught. And but just having those few moments with Elizabeth, like holding a hand, and just like how that really affected him and changed him so quickly, and I just, oh God, I cried.
This time, kids, I didn't cry this time. I actually held together. But Kinsey Morris just said something that I know you Heartie's gonna like that. She's like, I think Shane is falling in love with Elizabeth and will push Jack to propose or get between them.
No. I didn't.
She's asking, I didn't say that. I was reading out loud what she said.
Quick to kibosh that. Well, the thing is, like, the small amount of screen time that they got.
She's like, no, I'm not going to put that in their universe. So, okay, yes.
The small amount of screen time that they got in this show, like, between the characters, I didn't see it.
Well, they kept saying they kept thinking of Father Christmas. Doing the
I was
together.
Like, that movie they had chemistry, this show they didn't.
Look at it. Okay, this is what Marisa said.
Marissa's just being defensive, so if it does happen,
I love it. Everybody's like, good thought, Kinsey, but I'm like, Marissa's not having it, folks.
No, but I get why she's having that thought, though.
Yeah.
I get why she's having that thought. I think it's just, I think he probably misses seeing that maternal figure.
Well, that part, I agree with that.
And I think maybe she filled that void for a moment, and it sort of like probably brought that emotion out in him, that piece of the puzzle that's missing. But, I don't know.
Smackdown from Marisa. That's right.
Not a smackdown.
That's so funny. But no, I agree with you on that one, too. Yeah. Lori McKinney says something. Philip wasn't expecting a physical touch from a woman that he's not used to because he has no mother.
Or just like that maternal.
That's what I mean.
Kind of like that
touch,
surrogate emotional as a mother.
Yes.
Surrogate mother that Philip needed in this episode. I thought it was really sweet. And it's really sad when you see kids in like situations like that, or any different types of situations where they're forced to grow up faster than they should.
Right.
And this kid's only like 7, 8 years old. He's young. He should not be like feeling these ways. He should be enjoying life. He should be enjoying being kids. He could only play with Cody for 10 minutes. Like,
but how realistic? That's so realistic, though. I mean, I'm one of those latchkey kids from the '70s where we had keys around our necks. We had to go. My parents were working. I had to make dinner for the younger kids. I mean, I had to grow up fast. And that was very common back in the 70s because this was the generation where the parents were actually working. The mothers were working. They were leaving the house. They were working. And so to me, it was just very realistic. And back then, it's just hard. There were hard times, too, like back then. It's just great. It's just amazing. I love the realism.
I think realism, it was like so realistic the way that they portrayed it. I thought the execution of the relationships and the acting and just the way they did it, I thought the writing was really good.
What a great introduction of characters. Yeah. They do a great job on the show about that. And I watch soaps, and sometimes they're like the introduction of a character, you're like, they could do better than that. This show really does always really bring a character on, and you immediately, I'm like, you're in.
Yeah.
Immediately. Every character they bring on, you're like immediately going, what's going on? Or you like them, or you don't. Like you're already in.
Well, you know what's the interesting thing? Like, I think the show does so well that other shows don't. Where when there's a brand new character, usually that episode focuses on that new character. Yeah. It's not like, oh, they only appear for 1-2 scenes and we'll slowly build them up. It's like, no, here's their character, here's their story, this is what they're doing. Now establish themselves in that community. I think it's great. And even when it comes to like little kids such as this and a father, it was like 2 new people that we had to deal with, like the parental figure in that role and the kid growing up. I think was just well thought out and fleshed out.
I agree. And also showing us the expansion of the city. With this railroad being here now, which will lead to other storylines. I tell you, the whole thing with the railroad, to me, has revitalized the show a little bit.
I think so, too.
Yeah, but we're seeing that it's the classroom, you notice the classrooms getting crowded.
Oh,
isn't that funny?
Goodness. Only the front pews are empty.
Right. But remember back when it wasn't like that? Now I'm looking going, wow, the thing is like, it's like a crowd.
Yeah. So much that the schools are running low on supplies.
Good segue. Good segue, girl. That's right.
Yeah, I try. Thank you.
You are a trained host.
It's not like I do this every week. All right, but the school is expanding. There's kids. There's not enough supplies. They have more demand than what they can, what they need, and so. A great idea from Rosemary. Gotta give her this.
Yes.
Carnival.
Yeah.
A fundraiser. And we gotta remember these are kids, so it can't be Russian roulette.
That casino night. I was like, that's so funny.
That was hysterical.
Yeah.
But yes, this carnival. Everyone's pitching in. It's not taking a dime out of the town's budget to gain money.
Again, realism.
Yes.
Here in LA, we have a lot of schools that are crowded. There's 40 kids to a class, and I have family members who work as teachers, and it's hard. And it's just, and they don't have enough supplies nowadays either. Some places all across the country, they don't have enough supplies. So this again was good realism.
Yeah.
They're expanding so fast. They don't have anybody can't keep up. And I love when she went to Abigail and was talking about it. And Abigail felt really bad because he's the mayor. You think, well, just go like Rosemary said, just go to Abigail and ask. And she's like, I can't believe there's nothing I can do.
Town budget.
I'd love to, but there's nothing I can do about it.
Town budget.
And she had to figure it out.
I love the heart of the town, the heart of the community, and that's really what teachers are. And teachers change lives. They really do.
They do.
Good teachers. And so that, to me, the whole carnival thing, I think was just more to even show just like Elizabeth's dedication and exactly what Jack said to her. He's like, you do so much for this town, and just from educating the children to bringing people together, it brings life back to it. And she did it so that she could even let the guys have days off. She worked so hard for it, and I don't know. I think everybody needs that, and like you said, it's having work and having time with your family. It's all about balance, and that's what she fights for. And just seeing that emotion part of it that people really do need. I loved it. Seeing Jack's paintings too.
Yeah.
I think that brings a really interesting character trait in him, showing his artistic side.
Yeah, always. And they showed it a lot this season. Like I said, we always forgot that he was an artist, and he really is. They're showing it a lot this season.
And a photographer.
He
has his camera.
Right. But I agree. I think the carnival is a great idea. Again, bring the town back together. That's always a theme in the show.
And Gowan was there.
Gowan was there.
Yeah, he was there.
I love just the whole theme of the carnival. We had Rosemary as the fortune teller.
Oh, hilarious.
And her sneaky way of trying to get Dottie to agree to hire her to be part of the dress shop. And then I thought that was funny. The three-legged race was also fun to watch.
Now, hello, the kissing booth.
Oh, that was
hilarious.
So funny.
First of all, that was the best bait and switch ever.
I know. It was a bomb. I didn't even see that coming. I was like,
I
oh my
did not
God.
either.
I was like, oh my
Ray
God.
paying all of his money is like, oh, you should have been like, it's you who I'm kissing, right? And like, oh, here's my money.
That was funny.
now.
I just when they opened the curtain
so cool.
and Florence is in there just putting lipstick on, it was just hilarious. It was just a great part.
Literally the best bait.
Yes,
switch.
I agree with that.
I enjoyed it, and also Yost won the comb.
Yes, I know. I saw he's like looking at
He's
going.
like, what's this? He won the comb from the raffle, and which is so ironic because he really doesn't have hair.
He has no hair.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of funny. I thought the same thing was kind of funny.
Like,
He just kept looking at it going, okay, and I thought that was kind of a funny moment.
Just for good laughs.
Oh my God.
That race was fun. Elizabeth and Philip won by a hand. It just also made me think of like Little Rascals. Winner by a hair. I'm showing my age here.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, and of course we have to talk about it, you guys.
Talk about what?
What I
don't know what
also
you're talking about.
enjoyed,
What are you talking
we
about?
got some hot moments in this episode.
Yes, we
hello.
did.
When Calls the Heart, Hope Valley got PG-13.
It does. I'm like, the last couple of weeks it's doing anyway.
Get me a fan. Elizabeth and Jack, stolen moments, sexy.
There's several. They had several. They kissed the end too.
Yes, they did.
Like,
Like,
hello.
I felt it when I was watching it. I was like, I felt that they have great chemistry.
They have great chemistry. They do have great chemistry.
Yeah, they do.
You know when you watch it, you just like you blush and you're sort of like, oh my, like
Right?
That's how I felt. Like you felt like you're really like watching two people in love in real life.
Yes.
That's how great their chemistry is. I was just like, ooh, I'm blushing.
Oh, go, girl.
I agree. I like completely regressed to a teenage stage
Yeah,
watching them. Like, oh
You said to me
so
the other day. It was good.
So
It's just, to me, it's just good because you have to have the romance, but they really upped the romance with them, which I think it's appropriate because they've been together now for a few years.
Yeah.
Why not? You know, I mean,
Spice it up.
Let's spice it up a little bit. But Grace, let me show you. And he grabbed her and put her against the building. I was like, oh.
You should her.
Okay.
I'm like, what am I watching? What am I watching?
The thing is that I'm like, oh, Jack, before the kisses, he's like looking around, he's like making sure no one's there.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's with the worried about PDAs? Just do it.
Just do it.
Kiss her.
They know you guys are
Just
together.
kiss her.
Oh, and the hand kiss too.
Oh, I thought
the
that
hand
was
kiss at
so.
the end.
Yes.
Courteous.
I thought that was really sweet. I do that to my son though. I like always kiss his hand.
Aw.
I don't know. I know, but I just think that like just a little extra like I just
Extra kiss.
it was just so sweet. I agree. I don't think that was planned either. I think that's sort of like in the moment type. I don't know. Maybe that's just me
could've
like
When we have them on the
dreaming.
show, we can ask them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I wonder how much they can
Improv a little bit.
I mean, at least in terms of things like reactions and things like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I felt there was a moment during the carnival, like right before they did the three-legged race, and Elizabeth and Abigail was like, what's happening? Like, I can't believe we're doing this. That felt improv.
Oh, yeah.
It's very
yes.
well, yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and even the kiss at the end, gorgeous shot.
There's always beautiful shots, but for some reason I felt like in this one there was a lot. Maybe it's just I was just noticing it more. I don't know, but when it was another time when they were walking, there's like a horse in the background.
Yeah, no, some great shots this time.
It was just, there's always good ones.
Lisa Gupta says, my son kisses my hand all the time, and I love that.
I know. Aww. It's just like...
But they like the hand kiss. Everybody talks about the hand kiss. They like to say, add it, maybe go over the top a little bit. They loved it.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
Yes, they did it.
Oh.
They're holding hands. I like seeing holding hands. I like hand holding.
I have that in my notes. How did I
romantic.
not say that?
No.
Is this the first... This is the first time of them holding hands, yes?
Or like really see them. Well, they've held hands before,
Like,
but not like this
They
length.
generally like
Walk
cling
side by.
arms.
Yeah.
They're stabbed. They walk side by side.
Yeah, they usually... I
But no, this
could
one,
not think of them
I noticed
holding
also.
hands.
I think this is one of the times they really showed them holding hands
Like,
for a long
while.
period of time. They've held hands before, but like I think they were a long period of time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was where it was like noticeable. Where I actually questioned, have they walked like this a lot before?
The shooting of the fall is so pretty. You know, it has so many awesome directors. Yes, there's some awesome directors, cinematographers and stuff. There's some great people. So,
Yeah,
yes.
that last shot was awesome because
beautiful.
it's green screen.
Yeah.
Because there's only 2 row houses there.
She knows that.
Oh,
Magic, movie magic. No,
good.
that's actually credit to Erin. That's her Instagram.
Oh, Erin. Oh, okay.
Let me give credit where credit's due. Yes, that was CGI.
Oh, no, okay. Lori Prince says, me too, James. Lots of hand holding this season. There is this. I think this season there was just more hand. Didn't they hold hands at Christmas? Lisa said. I don't know. They may have, but this one just seemed like they were really
like walking
When
through
he
town.
asked
Yeah.
her for her hand during the dance. Yeah.
There was that. Okay, there was that. But I just think this was really
I
nice.
loved it. I loved it so much.
She's all smiling over there.
Like,
And
I'm
then-
all giddy.
I
over
know,
here.
but it was great. It was great. The bottom line is that it was great. It was just really great, and it was a great seeing them be like a couple.
Yeah.
Because we don't show sex on this show or anything like that. So we need little things like that to kind of continue the romance for us.
Yeah, there's got to be romance there.
Yes.
I agree.
And so holding hands and kissing, I think it's nice.
And those are the things that really do matter in a
I agree. I
relationship.
totally agree.
It's,
Yeah.
it's those types of like
Affection,
the
being
handhold and the,
affectionate.
like yeah.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I agree. And it's not over the top. It's not gratuitous either.
No, not at all.
Like other things we could see on the show, but
Right.
Very true.
we won't get.
Very true.
Right.
Like
Very true.
anything else? There was one moment, and like just to kind of backtrack a little bit with Yost and the different opinions about
Yeah.
Railroad. I was like, Yost is slowly becoming a person I don't like.
Me, same here.
This is really
Because
upsetting.
he went off on Abigail about the tax thing, and just questioning her and questioning her strength. Saying, well, Gowan would have handled it
why
better.
aren't you protecting my interests?
Right.
And he seems like a character who's very black and white. It's
Yeah.
not that easy.
I know.
I feel like he could just be swayed. Whoever's in charge is gonna like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like he's kind of doesn't have a backbone.
But the fact that he questioned Abigail's
Well, it's because she's a
stance
woman.
in this,
know.
but also having the audacity to say, I think Gowan could have done better.
I know. I'm saying I would have slapped if I was her.
I'd be like, boy, bye.
Yeah. Next.
Yeah.
You tried it.
You tried.
Now, one thing I want to say, I wrote this down in my notes. I thought I was laughing about this. What is inappropriate mustard?
I don't
That's
know.
what she said. When she said she was an inappropriate mustard,
Yeah, do you
like,
guys know?
is it honey Dijon? I don't know what they have back then. It would be
It
like.
wasn't the paste.
I was wondering. I'm so glad you brought that up.
I was
because
laughing.
I
You
was,
said it.
and here's the thing. Like all the other food, I was like, this food looks good.
It looked good to me.
I love the moments where
The
I
omelet
was
looked
just
good.
like, I asked for pancakes.
I know. She was laughing, but the omelet looked good though. I saw the avocado and sauce. Like, I like that.
I know.
Sandwich,
I'm like,
too.
I'll take it.
I'll
I
take
wrote
it
that.
too.
I was like, I'd eat that. Yes.
Do we have anybody replying? Does anybody know what that means?
So far, no. They're talking about the about Yost right now.
I
saying
think it was the anchovy. Well, they said
anchovy
mustard.
paste. They said she said inappropriate mustard.
Inappropriate mustard.
Oh, maybe she was calling it mustard. It was anchovy paste.
Anchovy
Really?
paste.
Because later on, she says it was anchovy paste. They're all Grey Poupon. Brian said on his Twitter, spicy mustard, all spicy
Yeah.
mustard.
Well, also in my notes, I was like, that looks like a very healthy almond, but no watermelon? Come on.
No watermelon.
Add the watermelon.
Oh, I
Aaron
can't
loves
eat it.
watermelon.
Dang it, I can't eat it.
Yeah, you don't like watermelon.
No, I'm
You're
allergic to
weird.
it.
You're weird.
I'm allergic to watermelon.
I asked for pancakes. That was probably one of the biggest laughs I ever got in this episode.
Yes, that's good.
Overall, anything else that we
Everybody's-
may not have covered?
I think we actually.
I'm looking over my notes.
Me too. I'm
There's a
looking
lot.
at-
There was a
I
lot
mean,
in
there's
this
always-
episode.
You guys, there's a lot in these episodes these days. I mean, there's a lot. Wait, those two boys said at the end, the tape boys said, because they caught
yeah.
the informant, he's not going to tell anything. They said they're not done yet. they still want to try to get payroll stuff. So they're not done.
People
so they're still in
saying
danger.
CD mustard.
CD mustard. That's not what else that is either.
I don't know.
But it's still, so they're still out there. 2 boys are still out there. We don't know if they're going to do something. And yeah.
Yeah, it was a great episode.
Yeah, great episode.
So we do have a little bit of news. Shall we?
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, so Thursday night, a couple days ago, I went to Studio City. I was actually on my way to Tender Greens because I was like really craving a spinach salad. But I found out that
Well, she's like, I'm craving I'm like, I'm craving a burger and fries.
Yeah. TMI. I was really wanting spinach salad, you guys. Tender Greens is great. But on my way there, I found the Wynn Calls the Heart billboard.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yes.
It's on Ventura Boulevard in the Valley, you guys.
There's not one in
Okay.
LA. Dang it.
I know, I haven't seen it in
I think
LA.
this is like the one and only Wynn Calls the Heart billboard.
Wow.
And it's really cool. It's nice and big, and it's like all blown up right in front of me.
I get it, I like it.
And it looks cool, lit up at night.
Yeah.
I like it. It's good.
That was fun. So
Good for
yeah,
them.
if you're ever in LA in the small amount of time that this will still be up, go check it out. It's on Ventura Boulevard. All right, and then so we. And also we had Jack Wagner that was on Home and Family
Yes.
a couple days ago. He was a co-host
Yes, he
on
was.
the show
Yeah, he
in
was.
place of Mark Steinis, and he sang a nice song. Guitar and sang acoustic. Was really sexy.
I love him.
No, he's great. He's very talented. He talked about his characters when he was younger, working on Melrose Place, and he's friends with Sean Connery. Small
Who isn't?
world. He used to
Yeah,
play
no.
golf
Who isn't?
with them, and and he talked about his first audition for Aaron Spelling and his start on Melrose Place, and he also met his co-star, Jodie Bissett, who's also on the Wedding March Hallmark movies,
yes.
and they're planning on franchising those movies. There's
really?
2 more
Oh,
Wedding
okay.
March films
Oh, wow. Okay.
that they are going to film. Yeah, for Hallmark. It was really cool. Go check out his appearance on Home and
They loved
Family.
it. Listen, they loved it.
They loved it.
They loved Jack Wagner and Home Family.
Really cool. And so I think that takes us now to predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz
Buzz TV predictions.
Well, James, with that, do you have any
Go ahead,
predictions?
James.
Take it away.
Okay, so my prediction is when Carson comes to town, it's not gonna be a good thing for a couple.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say what couple, but I have a feeling it's gonna be a good thing for a couple, and you guys are gonna be a little scared.
Do you have an
Okay.
idea of which couple? You're just not saying
No,
it? Oh,
no.
okay.
So I'm just saying that's my
Gonna-
prediction. It's gonna be a couple. It's already established. And it's gonna be a problem. I could make a prediction. I'm making a prediction. Abigail and Pastor Frank.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Since you mentioned, Maria, right before you start,
I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. Okay.
since you mentioned Carson, Paul Green is coming to When Calls the Heart on the show.
Yes.
He'll play Carson. He's coming to Hope Valley. And Paul Green will be coming to AfterBuzz TV
Next Monday.
next Monday.
He's coming here.
Yes, Hearties. Paul Green will be in the studio.
Studio.
We are going to pick his brain a
Yes.
little bit.
He's
so-
probably
And
going to sit
he's-
right there because Marissa always calls dibs.
Yes.
Well,
Oh,
one of the perks of leading the show.
And he's a great guy. I get to interview him at the HIFR
He's
too.
fun.
He's a
I'm
great
really
guy.
excited. So yeah, Hearties, we have Paul Green next episode.
Woo.
Maria, your show.
Okay, well, we still don't know if my prediction last week was right or not because they did not talk about the fire at all
Nope.
in this episode.
Didn't know.
They didn't talk. The whole time I was waiting. I was like, "Come on, give me something."
Yes, yeah, they
and
didn't.
so nothing about the fire. So I don't know if it's going to come. I mean, it has to come back at some point in the season. I feel like there has to be some kind of resolution to
Yeah,
it.
possibly.
Do you
You
think?
think it'll end? Yeah.
I mean, there has to be, right?
Who you thought it was an outside source?
I thought.
who
Well, I thought
started it?
maybe it was like the men up north. But now, after watching this, I don't know if it was.
Yeah, I'm like, let me
But
assume.
I still want to know who did it.
Yeah.
I still think that would be, an interesting. It just needs to come full circle. But something I don't know if this is as much of a prediction as it is like there's a bunch of Mounties coming in town.
Yes.
Hello. Like so that's gonna get
Well,
some
Melissa
ladies
just
going
said.
crazy.
Melissa just said Jack's promotion will be revisited. because the Heartie's
Jack's what will be
promotion will be revisited.
Oh yeah. I think that's going to be.
The Mounties are coming.
The Mounties are coming.
The Mounties are coming.
But yeah, so Rosemary's prediction was that a good-looking man was going to come.
That's true.
So you never know.
Oh my God!
Right.
You get a Mountie, and you get a Mountie, and you get a Mountie. Everybody gets a Mountie.
Can I get a Mountie?
You get a Mountie.
Yeah.
That's right.
I want a Mountie.
A little Oprah for you guys.
But I will say,
it.
I think more will come with Gowan. So Elizabeth walking in on them talking, on Gowan and Ray talking.
Oh yeah, they should have previewed.
So I think that something's gonna hit the fan.
Something.
Something's gonna hit the fan with that. I don't know if I have a prediction in terms of which way it's gonna go. I mean, I want to say that it's gonna go in Abigail's favor, and I still think Gowan's gonna go down. Like, he's still gonna be proven that he's a criminal and all that. So I don't know how it's gonna be played out, but
Okay.
Mounties.
Yes.
Mounties everywhere.
My thing with the Mounties, that's a lot of red surge, which is great.
I know a lot of
You mentioned it, the re-announcement of prediction, his promotion and stuff.
Yes.
Prediction. Where's the heart, you guys? I've been talking all day. Promotion.
Words are hard.
It's been a hard day. I've been drinking a lot of coffee too, so that doesn't help.
I thought you stopped drinking coffee.
You started again.
Yeah, I did.
I know.
2 thermoses full.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I know Steve, our engineer.
Architecting.
I know Steve, our engineer, is laughing at me because he's witnessed me drink all the coffee today. But side tangent, the Mounties. That I feel like this is gonna get a little dark, but I think we're gonna revisit the whole World War II is gonna start coming. Like we're gonna get like more hints.
I'm like waiting for people to chime in.
More hints.
On the YouTube channel, someone agreed with her, so they liked her historical part. It was the same
guys.
thing.
Yeah, but we see the Mounties and we see how like everything in Canada is affecting them right now, and it's gonna get dark. I feel like we're gonna lose some Mounties. We're gonna actually. We're gonna witness it.
That you said, like
Mounties are going to be unfortunately like killed off.
That's what Kenzie said.
Yeah, and that might actually force Jack to be like, oh, we need you. Because Mounties are actually, a lot of Mounties actually died in the police force, and like a lot of Mounties died in World War I. So I feel like because of, they just needs all hands on deck, and I think that will send Jack to the war.
Okay.
I just got goosebumps.
Expansion of my last prediction.
No, I get that. I get that. I can totally see that.
Yeah. All right.
I'm excited for next week.
No, I tell you, it's been a great season so far, you guys.
This really has.
It really has, and I think this whole railroad thing has changed I love it.
I love it.
I do.
It's great. I love this show, and I love you guys. In the meantime, where can everyone keep following you, though?
You can find me at Maria Provenzano, and from scratch with Maria, so either one. Apparently, I can't get that on Twitter. I don't know how to change it. It just does not work for some reason. If anybody knows how. Okay, well then Marissa's going to show me. But either way, at Maria Provenzano, at From Scratch with Maria, whatever. Either one will take you to the other one. So hi Hearties and bye Hearties. I love you so much. Hi and bye.
James.
I'm James Lott Jr, you guys. Thank you everybody in the chat room. You guys were great, and I tried to read as many comments as I could. I saw you guys were talking about, and this show goes by fast. We appreciate you showing up at this time of night, wherever you are, to watch us every week. We really appreciate it. Thanks, and continue to do the YouTube channel. I saw some comments on there too. I could love you, and you can follow me at James Lott Jr.
Yes, we love you, Hearties, of course, and you can follow me everywhere at Twitter at Serafini TV. You can follow all of us here on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those fun social media platforms at AfterBuzz TV. Keep rating, keep commenting, keep subscribing, keep watching the show. Obviously, we still have so much more. Tune in next week. We have Paul Green.
And we'll be architecting.
We'll be architecting
with Pastor Frank
and designing, and words are hard. And until next time, we will see you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later, Hearties.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.